Hi, I'm Ken Hom and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to make a really special treat, steam fresh oysters. Now steaming is the perfect way to cook oysters because it's a gentle method of cooking which brings out all their subtle taste and wonderful texture. Now for this recipe you need 8 large fresh oysters on the shell like these. You should scrub them clean before you cook them. Now I've set up a steamer in my wok and I put in about 2 inches of water and steam the oysters for about 5 minutes. Now meanwhile, I'm going to make a lovely sauce to complement the oysters. I'm going to use first 2 teaspoons of finely chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon of freshly chopped root ginger, and that's great with seafood as it has a nice refreshing balance. Add a couple of fresh red chilies, which I have seeded and chopped. 1 tablespoon of Shaoxing rice wine, or you can use dry sherry if you can't get Shaoxing rice wine. 1 teaspoon of chili bean sauce, and this will add a nice, lovely touch. 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. 2 teaspoons of dark soy sauce. Now we Chinese use light and dark together because they have a different flavor altogether. Give that a nice mix. 3 tablespoons of finely shredded spring onions. Mix that well in a heat-proof bowl because I'm going to put some hot groundnut oil in it so that I can finish off the sauce. Now it's time for me to take the oysters out. Now you can tell they're ready as the shells have opened. Now wait for them to cool slightly when you can handle them, and then just open them up like this. Oh, they look absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to empty my wok and wipe it clean. Just give that a good wipe like that. And reheat it over a high temperature, and then add 3 tablespoons of groundnut oil, like that. Now when the oil is hot and smoking like this, pour this into the sauce. Lovely aroma. Now give the sauce a few good stirs and pour a little of this wonderful sauce over each oyster. They look fantastic. Now we can also add a nice finishing touch by garnishing them with some sprigs of fresh coriander, and that looks absolutely wonderful. Now that's how you make steam fresh oyster the foolproof way. This is the ultimate fusion noodle dish, Singapore noodles. Now these light noodles are subtly flavored with Chinese seasonings and vegetables and then served with a spicy Indian influenced sauce. For this dish you need about 8 ounces of thin, dry rice noodles, and you need to soak them in a bowl of warm water for about 25 minutes to soften them, and then drain them, and then they'll look like this. Next, I'm going to mix in 2 beaten eggs together with 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. And remember, sesame oil has a really nice nutty flavor. It's used for flavoring and not for cooking. A pinch of salt and a good grinding of freshly ground black pepper. I'm going to set this aside now. It's going to be the final addition to the cooked noodles. Now, we're going to move to our wok. We're going to get the wok really hot. I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of groundnut oil. When it's slightly smoking like this, I want to add 1½ tablespoons of coarsely chopped garlic, 1 tablespoon of finely chopped ginger root, 6 fresh chilies, seeded and shredded. Now stir fry all this for a few seconds to flavor the oil. Okay, now I'm adding 4 ounces of finely shredded Chinese barbecue pork, or you can use cooked ham, 6 sliced water chestnuts, 3 finely shredded spring onions, 2 ounces of finely shredded Chinese black mushroom. Cook this for about a minute. Then add 4 ounces of small shell cooked prawns, 6 ounces of small sweet thaw frozen peas. Stir fry this around until it's well mixed, and then my drained rice noodles. Now take that and mix this together very well. Now cook that for about a couple of minutes. And now for the sauce. It's easy to just pull this apart like that. And in the center, you want to add 2 tablespoons of light soy sauce. And this will add flavoring to the noodles. 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing rice wine, or you can use dry cherry if you can't get the rice wine. 3 tablespoons of Madras curry powder or paste, and here I'm using powder. 1 tablespoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt. And 1 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. 6 fluid ounces of chicken stock. And 8 ounces of tin coconut milk. Remember to give the tin of coconut milk a good stir before you add it. Now mix that all together and cook at a high temperature until most of the liquid has evaporated. And that should take about 5 minutes. So the noodles have now absorbed all that wonderful sauce. And the final step is to take our egg mixture that we made earlier and pour this over the noodles, like that. And continue to stir fry that until the egg has set. This will just take a few minutes. That smells absolutely wonderful. Now turn the noodles onto a large platter. And for an exotic finishing touch, I like to garnish it with fresh coriander leaves. It's a wonderful combination of flavors. And that's my Singapore noodles done the foolproof way.